Hi everybody and welcome to Hannah's Happy Space. My name is Hannah and you are joining me here today at home. I live in the southwest of Devon. Had to think about that then. In a town on the edge of Dartmoor here in England. So today is the... I did just check. I should know because it's Advent, so I've been opening Advent calendars. It's the 2nd of December today, so this is a podcast. It's not Vlogmas. I'm not doing Vlogmas. And it's been a little while since I saw you last, so I thought we'd have a little catch up. I'll be honest with you, from the off, there's not a huge amount to show you today, but like I say, I haven't seen you for a while, so I thought I'd have a little catch up with you. So for those of you who have not been here before, like I say, my name is Hannah. I live here in Devon. I live with my sister Cara and her son Sebi, my nephew. That's me. Thank you so much to those of you who are returning viewers, who are already subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me again here today. And if you are new here, welcome. Everybody is very much welcome here. Hopefully you enjoy what you see and decide to stick around. So I'm looking down here. Those of you who've been here before know this is where my pile of things to show you is. So I'll always be looking that way and I'll always be looking down under the camera because that's where my notes are. I say always, obviously the whole episode is not going to be me going like this. Okay, where should we start? A few little life updates. What can I tell you? Right, let me think, where should I start? Let's start with a good one. If you watch my lovely friend Ruth at Ruth Loves to Knit, got you in straight at the beginning there, Ruth. When was it? The beginning of November, me and Ruth went to Stitch Fest, which is a yarn festival in Newton Abbot, which is about 45 minutes, an hour away from me. And Ruth asked me to join her for that. So of course I did. So we had an absolutely lovely day, a wet day, but a really lovely day. And a bit later on, I will show you the bits and bobs that I bought whilst I was there. The day before Stitch Fest, or was it 2 days before? I can't remember exactly. My mum had a little fall. She'll be laughing because she'll be watching. And she doesn't like it to be called a fall because that's what old people do and she's not old. Yes, she slipped down 2 of her stairs at home and broke her ankle. I'm grinning because it's a bit of a joke amongst us. She's completely fed up with it. That was on the 31st of October, she broke her ankle. And, the timing was brilliant because in amongst that, she was moving house. Yeah, it's been a good old time. She unfortunately broke her ankle and that led to her coming to stay with me and Cara and Sebi because our house is a little bit more functional, shall we say, for someone who's hopping around the place on crutches. Just for, logistics of getting from a bathroom to a bedroom or that kind of thing. Whereas at her house, there's hers is an older build, lots of little steps, long landings, etc., etc. And like I say, plus a house move and a Jack Russell. So she came to stay with us, which was lovely, really. It was, Mum. Obviously, we got stuck in and lots of care. Had to take her to the hospital she got fitted with one of those great big boot things rather than a cast, which I was very grateful for because when the consultant came in to tell us, he built it up in the way that he was like, there was 2 options. It could have been a nice, easy thing. It could have been a terrible thing. She's somewhere in the middle. But it did sound like he was leaning towards the fact that she was going to have surgery and all this. And I wish he'd have just said, no, what we're doing, this. But like I say, she's doing pretty well. She's got her boot. She's got much better on her crutches. A friend of ours very kindly lent us a wheelchair, so we've been able to take her out and about. She's still been able to get to Knit Club. And my dad and brothers have worked themselves to death, basically, packing up an entire house, moving the house, and that is done. They're in their new house. Mum's gone home. It's still difficult. There's still things for them, you know, they've still got to unpack one house. So she's doing the best she can. We're going up to the hospital on the 12th of this month to have a little checkup, and hopefully things are going well there. So that's the big news. What else has been going on? Anything? Oh, well, let's give you a little Sebi update. He obviously is in school. He's 10 years old. He hasn't had many sports competitions recently, but a complete opposite. Sebi loves his music and he's a lovely singer. He's got a lovely voice. Doesn't think he has, you know, typical boys. But at school, they'd been learning about Carmen, the opera Carmen, and we had a message from school saying, please come and watch our performance of opera Carmen. They were doing a child-friendly version that had been translated to English, and he was in Carmen, and it was brilliant. We went to watch, and all the children did really well. It was really great. They so if you know, I don't know Carmen particularly well. I don't know if you do. There are three main characters, and Sebi will be appalled because I can't remember the names. Obviously, there's Carmen, and there's the two men that fight over her. There's a bullfighter and a soldier. Sebi was the soldier, and they were all in lots of little groups with these three characters, and it was brilliant. They did really, really well, and Sebi sung his heart out. It was wonderful. Yeah, so that's what Sebi's been up to. Obviously, Christmas is upon us, and he is getting ready for his Christmas performance at school. What did they say? What did he say it was called this year? Oh, that's so annoying. It's like a take on a crime series, like a comedy version. I'll have to find out, and I'll be back before Christmas, hopefully, and I'll let you know how we got on with that. So yes, like I say, Christmas is well and truly upon us. From this area here, you can't see that Christmas is descending upon our house. We are very much in the vein of Christmas starts on the 1st of December, boom, everything is going on. So to the side of me here, we have managed to get the Christmas tree up. Behind you is a chaos of boxes that have got decorations in, some that are empty, that have had decorations gone on the tree. So that is the job for the rest of the weekend, is to get the house, or it's mainly contained to the living room, I have to say, to get this Christmas-fied, if that's even a word, get all the decks out in here. And like I said, when I come back, which will be before Christmas, I will give you a little tour of all the Christmassy bits and bobs. I will probably post some pictures on Instagram as well, so you can find me over there at Hannah's Happy Space as well. Okay, is that enough waffle? I think it is. How long's that taken? A little while. Shall we get on with what you've come to see? I'm just feeling a little bit chilly now. I had a jumper on before I started, so just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to find my jumper and I'll be right back with you. Okay, there we go, that's better. I think I'd warmed myself up rushing around trying to find all the bits and pieces that I needed. So, let's start with what I'm wearing. Now I've put an extra knitted item on. I mean, winter is here, the season of the knitter, where we get all our woolies out and bundle ourselves up. I've got knitted socks on, I've got jumpers, I've got scarves, I've got the works. So, this jumper, not the best jumper for wearing on camera. Hopefully it won't do any weird things. You've seen this one before. This is the Felix pullover by Savoury Knitting. This one is an Aran Weight jumper, crop jumper. Sorry, I'm leaning forward because my notes have slipped down the chair. What was I saying? Yes, Aran Weight jumper. You can't tell on this design particularly because I've got that black and white striped top on underneath. It's got a V. Oh, poke my fingers through. You can kind of see. It's got eyelets down the raglan that make a little V. This one is knit using Stylecraft Special Aran. In the colour, I want to say in the colourway Magpie. I think that's right. So yeah, that's this one. This one that I'm wearing is a mindfulness shawl. Can't really tell from the way I've got it all bundled up round. It's a long, fairly skinny triangle shape. This one hasn't got the picot edge. This is from Made with Loops, and this one has been knit using, let's get a bit closer, you can see, yarn, hand-dyed yarn from Discreet Unicorn, Miriam over at the Discreet Unicorn, on her Knobbly Bobbly base. And I can't remember what this one's called, I'm afraid, the colourway, but it's keeping me cosy. So those are the things that I'm wearing. I've gassed on so much, I'm going to have a quick drink. And just quickly before we go any further, just while I remember, I thanked you all for coming back to visit me. Just a massive thank you to those of you who supported my last shop update as well. There are still bags available in the shop. I'm not going to say any more about it today. Obviously, there are a couple of Christmassy ones left. I can't guarantee they'll get to you before Christmas. If you choose to order one, there are some everyday bags there as well. But the link to the shop's below. That's my Ko-fi shop. But I'll leave it there. Thank you. Right. So I was going to start with my gone blank, Stitch Fest haul. I'll say haul, it's not a haul. I saved some pennies, took some cash, and that was all I was allowed to spend. So, like I say, if you've watched, a lot of you who've over here have come from Ruth, so if you've seen Ruth, you'll have seen her talk about our travel to Stitch Fest. This was the guide, so it's the 4th and the 5th, it was on the 4th and the 5th of November. I think we went on the 4th, I can't remember. I've lost track of everything recently, seems to be. But yes, there were lots of brilliant vendors. It's quite a big space, I suppose. There's one big hall, and then you went off to the next other hall. Then there was an upstairs where there were a few vendors, and then a space to have a little go at some crafts and the cafe. And then there was another hall where you came out of the main building and around, where there were a couple of other exhibitors. I think that was the only little bit that maybe wasn't, I don't know how to phrase it, wasn't the best situation for those vendors, I don't think, because we obviously went and had a look around what we thought was the main sort of area, went upstairs for lunch, and we were looking through through this one and on the map, and it showed another hall, and we couldn't work out where it was. And when we asked, they said, oh, it's out of the building to the left. And that's where all the new vendors are this year. So hopefully they did really well. And other people found them easier than we did. But yes, so it was a lovely time out. And it was quite amusing for myself going to a yarn show with a celebrity. Obviously Ruth is a wonderful podcaster and a very popular podcaster. And there were lots of us, well, several occasions when there were people like, oh, there's Ruth loves it, and yeah, come and talk to you. And it's quite funny. We got momentarily split up, and when she came back, she said, people have asked me for a photo. I was like, oh, what a celebrity. So yeah, I spent the day with a celeb. Right, let me show you what I've bought. So the first purchase is this beauty, which is from the Camel's Yarn, and is this one. Hopefully the light's okay today. Obviously winter, the natural light isn't great, so I've got as many lights on as possible. Hopefully that looks pretty, yeah, that looks pretty good. So purples and blues fading through to greens. It is so soft, so soft. And it's 100% superwash merino. It's a double knit. And this is destined to become a hat. I've been looking at some patterns, and I think I've found something. I want something with a little bit of texture, just make it a bit more interesting to knit. Obviously this is beautiful colours and they're going to look great even just as a flat stockinette hat. Now I've shown you, I can cast it on because I need a hat. It's chilly. So that's the first one. Pop that over here. Second, yeah, is another incredibly super soft, beautiful yarn from a vendor we affectionately nicknamed Alpaca Man. Here we go. These are Whitbarrow alpaca with merino from the Lake District. And if I read what it says on the label, super fine alpaca and Falklands merino blended with mulberry silk, spun and dyed for us in the UK. And my goodness, it is the softest thing. Honestly, so I mean, so lovely. Ruth got a couple of these as well. We could have stood there for ages. So like I say, it is 45% Peruvian alpaca, 35% Falklands merino wool, 20% mulberry silk, and this is from Townsend Yarns. So I've got pink and grey, as you can see. And these are destined to become an ephemeris shawl by, let me see, Ephemeris Shawl by Spruce Lane Designs. My book keeps disappearing. There we go, right. Yeah, I'll pop a quick picture in so you know what I'm talking about. And probably won't get cast on maybe after Christmas because I'm working on a few bits at the moment. So that's those two beautiful skeins. And finally, a visit to Pixie Yarns. I've never had any Pixie Yarns. And I know Paula over at Stitched by Mrs. D. If you don't watch Paula, definitely head over there and have a look. She has a yarn club throughout the year and she's made the most stunning blanket. Absolutely beautiful. So when I saw that Pixie Yarns were going to be there, I knew I had to go over and have a look. And these are the two yarns that I bought from her. Again, more pink. This is a one-of-a-kind pink. So it's tonal. And this one is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. So isn't destined for anything yet, but it's going to be a good addition to the stash. And this one is obviously my sort of colours: neons, speckles, rainbows. It's got it all, and it's called In Your Face. And this is actually a sport weight yarn, and it is a superwash merino, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. So again, I'm not sure what it will become, but it will obviously become something incredibly beautiful because look at those colours. Oh, look at those speckles. This actually was in one of the in a basket below all the rest. So I'm assuming maybe it was a one-off or a bargain yarn. And I'd spotted it, and then in the corner of my eye I could see someone else coming over, and I thought, oh, quick, grab it! So that one became mine. Yeah, so that was my little collection. Maybe this will become a thumbnail. Do you know, every time I tell you, sorry about that, every time I tell you, oh, hopefully I'll get a good thumbnail, hopefully I'll get a good thumbnail, every time I've told you that, no, don't get a good thumbnail. I have to then go back through the video, screenshot a half decent looking bit of me. Honestly, does anybody else have that problem? Podcasters out there? Sorry, I'm trying to get this all back. I've got it all in my ghosty bag, keeping it all safe together so I could show you before getting it on hooks or needles. So yeah, that's my little bit of incoming Stitch Fest. Right, let's get on to some makes. before I show you my own makes, I'm going to show you a couple of makes from my sister Cara. Cara is actually the person who taught me to crochet, and now she always moans that I am a far better crocheter than her. But, excuse me, she's very much the type of person who, if you've heard of imposter syndrome, she's very much one of those people. Feels she can't do anything, or if she can do it, it's not very good. But I said to her, right, I'm going to show what you've made, and I prove to you, you can do it, and they are, what you come up with are good things. She's just not very fast at it. Do you need to be fast at your craft? No, as long as you enjoy it, you like what you've made at the end, that's what it's all about, surely. So these two makes are Christmas makes that will go up on the mantelpiece, and they have come from this book. This is Amigurumi Christmas from Sarah Jane Hicks. We have made things from this before. I know in one of the boxes over there is, I'm not going to be able to find it now, am I? Cara made last year a mince pie. So I know there's definitely one of those knocking around. And I think she also made a sprout. So there are some really cute patterns in here. I don't know if there's a page that's got them all on. I don't think there is. But look, you've got snowman, Father Christmas, little penguins. If I had time, I'd make loads of these. Because they're not very big. Not very complicated. There's the sprouts again. But I don't know. I might get some. Oh, here we go. It's not very big, but so you can see pigs in blankets. See all the different bits and bobs that are in there. So Cara has made the Christmas cracker, page 54. The Christmas cracker. Oh, try not to show you the pattern. Christmas cracker. And the Christmas tree. So those are the two things she was aiming for. And this is what we ended up with. Christmas cracker. Christmas tree. Beautiful. Obviously different colours from the books. This is what she chose to do. There we go. Really lovely. And they will be going on the mantelpiece. I keep winding her up and saying, no, sorry, they're not good enough. They're not going. That's the kind of relationship we have. But yes, brilliant. And they will be going up there. So those are Cara's amigurumis. Just thought I'd share those with you. She wouldn't be brave enough to come on here and show you. Right, let me show you what I've been up to. I have nothing finished to show you today. Everything is a work in progress at some stage. I was hoping to have some more things finished. I like to make new things for the mantelpiece. You know, like in autumn I had lots of things that I made to put up there. I don't know what happened. I had lots of plans and left it to the last minute. Obviously things don't have to be up immediately in December, but in my brain I was like, right, decorations are going up, everything has to be done. Sorry about that. Yeah, but they'll get done, they'll be up for Christmas. So I'm going to start with my cross stitch. This is my cross stitch bag full of bits and bobs. It's got lovely bee fabric on the back. I didn't make this. This is from Turtle Bay, I think it was called, on Etsy. So let me show you where we're at. Sorry, it's going to be a bit of, might be a bit of clanking and rustling and all sorts of things. Find some patterns. So I've got two stitchings that are finished but are not completely finished, if you know what I mean. So the stitching is finished. First of all is this design. So this is a design from Hands On Design, and it's called Zinc House Row, and I'll show you the pattern, or the picture on the pattern. Obviously a completely different colour scheme. This one has been stitched using a mixture of DMC and Classic Colourworks. And you can see on the tree here, Classic Colourworks is a hand-dyed thread, so you get, with some colours, you get this real variegation. I didn't have these particular colours in my stash. I have got some Classic Colourworks, just not the ones that were required for this. So everything has come from stash. I have a lot of threads, and I thought I don't want to have to buy loads of others just for one quite small piece. And I wanted them to have a theme. So you can see like this is blues, whereas mine are a bit more, maybe more traditional Christmas, reds and greens and golds. So that's what I went for with this one. These are all DMC threads or anchor threads from stash. And you can see I added more stars because this one is designed to look like it's in a bell jar, which isn't what I'm going to finish mine off like. So added more stars, and I've gone for red houses. This has been stitched on a 14 count, what was originally white Aida, but I've tea stained it. Got the idea for a tea staining from Davina at Little Workroom Crafts. So literally a bowl with some water and some tea bags in, and then scrunch up, if to get this sort of variegation. I don't know, hopefully you can see it well. To get all the variegation in colour, you sort of scrunch up your Aida before you put it in. Yeah, and then take it out, leave it to dry, sorted. So that's the first one. So these will become either they'll probably become like the little cushions that I've made before, or I'll try and mount them or something, but they'll become little sort of pieces like this. So that's the first one. Second one is this one, another hands-on design. This is called A Classic Christmas. So we've got Merry Christmas with the little houses, poinsettia row, little garlands over the top. Now, this one caused me a few issues. I don't know why, for some reason. Obviously counting is essential in cross stitch. But obviously couldn't count this day. There are some mistakes. You won't be able to tell, hopefully. So here is my version. Again, all mixture of DMC and anchor threads, all from stash. Again, stitched on this 14 count tea stained Aida. So this one is, obviously I haven't ironed this one yet, it's been fresh out the hoop. This one's a little bit larger, could still be a little cushion I suppose, might be mounted and stood up, I don't know. Oopsie, sorry I wobbled the camera there. Oh, it's going to take a while to settle back down. There we go. So that's the second one, fairly similar in colour choices to this, not exactly the same. What I tend to do is on the backs they'll give you obviously the colours that you use. If I've got those in my stash, I'll use those. If I want them to be the same colourway, I'll use them. If not, I will go online and find a DMC, generally they're DMCs, DMC to anchor converters, see if they've got those threads, find the numbers for those, check the stash. If I haven't got the correct numbers for either of them, I will just find what's nearest or what I like. So that's the second one. So they're pretty much done. The third design I'm currently working on, oh no, that's not it. It is this one. This is all dolled up by Little House Needleworks. I think I showed you these patterns last time when I bought them. Again, you might be able to see here, sorry, it's the shine, glare or what, on the scarf, there's a lot of variegation. This one also uses the Classic Colourworks. Again, I didn't have the colours. I've got some in here ready to be used. I've used DMCs and anchors. And I've got my little design on my trusty clipboard. I'm not going to turn it around because it's got the design on it, but I just have a pen on here so I can cross off where I'm going. And I have not got that far, to be honest. And this is what I was hoping to have got finished. And I don't know why I've put so much pressure on the idea of having these finished. As you can see, not a huge amount to show you. Mostly outline over here. This is all got to be filled in with white thread. I'm using a light blue DMC Ada 14 count. Got my little magnetic needle minder. That one's from Pedro's Plaques. And then I use these gold-plated needles from, oh, now I always get this muddled up. Jane Green Hoth. I always get, there's a cross-stitch lady, the lady who does cross-stitch, and the lady who, with the knitting patterns, you know, the dolls and things, Jane, is it Jean? There's one's Jean Greenhouse, or Jane Greenhouse, and Jean Green. I'll put the details below. But yes, as you can see, fair way to go on this one. Once I get going, it will be fine. But yeah, I've got some, I'm working on some Christmas presents, so they're taking priority. But yes, this will get done. Oh, and this is a Nerge hoop, again, on recommendation from Lovely Davina, Little Workroom Crafts. Really good hoops. Much prefer them to wooden ones. When I use wooden hoops, I find the Ada slips a lot and loses its tension. These are really good. I got mine from Hobby Jobby. I know you can get some sizes on Amazon, and you also can get them from, her actual name's gone right out of my head, but is it Jess from the Geeky Stitching Company? I'll put all the links down below because I've done a lot of her patterns before as well. So that is the cross stitch. I have got one more pattern I think I showed you last time, which is this one from Plum Street Samplers. Oh, sorry again about the glare. Get a bit closer. With the polar bears. I had this. This was a gift for one of my birthdays. I've got the threads in there ready, waiting to go, or some of the threads, because some of them are being used on other projects. If I don't get this one done in time for Christmas, I will definitely be doing it anyway, because it will go on into winter. So, try and put a few bits away. Those ones in there. Clipboard, done. Okay, right. That is the cross stitch. Last time I was here, I showed you I was picked up a very old languishing whip, which was the Painting Honeycombs jacket by Stephen West. And I was working on that very monotonous, almost black, it's very dark charcoal grey, ribbed back. I have finished the ribbed back, hurrah! But I won't show you it because obviously it's not very exciting and you saw it last time. I finished the end of the back. I don't think it's cast off because I think you've got to leave the stitches live, and it has gone in a bag, and I am going to pick it back up, but like I say, there are other projects that take priority at the moment, so it will get done. Probably not finished until the new year. It might be something I work on in between Christmas and New Year. So that is the status for that one. The Christmas project I'm working on, I can show you, although this person does sometimes occasionally, not, casually watches the podcast. This is my brother, Harry, my younger brother, Harry, because mum will watch the podcast. He lives at home with them, and he'll go, oh, who's that on the telly? Woo! Like boys, like 22-year-old boys do. So I said to him about a month ago, would you wear a knitted garment if I knit you something? He loves knitted socks. He wears those all the time, double knitted socks around the house. Would you wear something I knitted? Because when he comes here, if he sees that I've made a jumper, cardigan, etc., he has to put it on. And he's like, oh, I like that. So I thought, why not? Ask him if he wants something. And he was like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we talked about yarn, blah, 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 blah. And then actually, once I'd left, he turned to mum and he said, oh, do you think Hannah might knit me something then? Yeah. Well, keeping up with the plan there, Harry. Well done. So this is the yarn he chose for eventually. This is Yarn Smith's Free Spirit Aran. It's a new yarn from Yarn Smiths. This is available on Wool Warehouse. This one doesn't show. Let me see if I can find another one that's got. Here we go. You can see more of the colours whirled through. The colourway is Malachite. It wasn't what I was expecting him to pick. He didn't know what it would knit up like. So that's, oh, there's a fluffy bit there. So yeah, it's got all sorts of, it's got this sort of gold, his favourite colour is orange, so I'm guessing that's why he chose it, because it's got this sort of goldy orange that runs all the way through. Then we've got blues, turquoises, greens, a little bit of this sort of pinky colour, purples. And I am knitting him the Flax by Tin Can Knits. And this is it so far. So I've finished the body. So you can see it's come up in this lovely stripe. Let me bring it closer to you. Yeah, so it's lovely, mild, showing up a little bit lighter there. Lovely, mild, stripy colourway. I am doing the garter panels. If you don't know the Flax, I know most of you will, but if you're maybe like a new knitter, the Flax is a pattern by Tin Can Knits. I have made one before. They do an Aran weight. They do an Aran weight version, a fingering weight version, and they've just brought out a double knit version. Like I said, this is the Aran weight. It's a top-down jumper. It's a free pattern. I should have said that from the off. It's top-down in the round pattern. Raglan shaping, garter panels all the way down the sleeves. And it is a long sleeve jumper. Obviously you could make the sleeves shorter. That's cool. My arms, underarm here is on, no it's not, underarm is cast off. The armholes, gosh words, are on waste yarn at the minute because you stop there to carry on when you split for the sleeves and go down to the body. That's what I'm trying to say. So just the sleeves left to do. And it's really easy knitting, so that's not going to take me long. And actually I have downloaded the Tin Can Knits app. I've not used it before. It's a free app, and if you use Ravelry, any of your Tin Can Knit patterns that you've got will go straight over to that, but it breaks the pattern down into stages for you. So whereas if you'd normally download your pattern and then you pick your size, and you might have to go through and highlight the size bits that you're doing, etc, etc. Excuse me. When you start the pattern at the beginning, it asks you what size you're going to knit, what needles you're using, what yarn you're using, on all of that, and then it just shows you the pattern for that particular size, which I found really helpful, because sometimes I pick a size, don't always, because I use them off my phone, don't always highlight the size that I'm doing, and then I sometimes, if like it's a project I've not done for a while or anything like that, pick it up again and think, oh, what size was I doing again, that kind of thing. So it's really helpful, and like I say, it's a free app. So if you're using Tin Can Knits patterns, I would highly recommend that one. So yeah, that's Harry's jumper. It will be finished for Christmas. He has already worn it, or tried it on, with no sleeves. I think I did work out the meterage and everything with the wool. I bought 900 gram balls, and I have, like I say, done the whole body. I still have 5 and almost a whole ball left. So obviously the sleeves aren't going to take 5 balls. And he said, oh, can I have some matching items? So who knows, he may be head to toe in Free Spirit by Christmas. Oh, can't pull the bag shut. But yeah, that's living in one of these beautiful Wool Warehouse organza bags. So that is the main project I'm working on at the moment. I am also working on another Christmas present. Sorry, I'm just readjusting. I didn't need to know that. What was I saying? Yes, I am working on another Christmas present project, but I can't show you that because I think the person I'm making it for watches the podcast. Excuse me, I'm jabbering on and I'm, dry throat. Okay, one more thing to show you is a sewing project I've been working on. I was hoping to have had this completely finished to show you, but obviously time has got away from me. This is, like I say, a sewing project of my own design. It is a Christmas garland to go on my mantelpiece. If you've seen previous videos, you'll have seen that I made an autumn themed garland, which was a free motion, all free motion icons. I don't know what the right word is. It's not applique because they're not, excuse me, attached to anything. Free motion pieces? I don't know. So, and it was like pumpkins and acorns, etc., etc. I've done a Christmas one basically. I haven't got them attached. All I need to do is attach them to their string to put them up, but haven't got that far. So I'll show you all the individual pieces. These were all hand drawn by myself, and then turned into free motion. So we've got a gingerbread man, snowman, threads, bauble, Christmas cracker, Christmas stocking, holly, oh, excuse me, holly, Christmas tree, reindeer, present, and finally robin. So all of these will be attached to some string, and then be hung up over the mantelpiece, and I'll probably put some fairy lights up in between those as well. So that is another almost finished project I've been working on, and that is everything that I'm wanting to show you today. So obviously we are on, what did I say, the 2nd of December. It is Advent. I have my lovely chocolatey Advent calendar. I treated myself to a lovely Tony's chocolatey calendar. Cara and Sebi have a lint one. Sebi has a Star Wars Lego. Obviously, if you've been here before, you'll know Star Wars is his major obsession. And me and Mum treated Cara to the Bird and Blend tea Advent calendar, which I am benefiting from because you get 2 tea bags in there every day. I have not got a Yarny Advent calendar. This isn't me saying, oh, woe is me, I don't have a Yarny Advent calendar. Not at all. It's just a luxury I couldn't afford this year. I've had them in the past, and that's fine. But obviously, in the world of Instagram and social media, I am seeing lots of people with their absolutely lovely Advent calendars, which is really lovely to see. Honestly, it is really nice. And it sometimes gives you a chance to see new yarn dyes that you've not known or seen before. But I am getting a bit of, wish I had an Advent calendar, kind of feel. So what I have done, not intentionally thinking I'll definitely do it this Advent, I downloaded or bought the pattern for the grand opening shawl by Telly Bean Knits, which is Stephanie Lockven, I think that's how you say it, because she had it on a reduced price before Advent. I don't know if it's still on a reduced price, and she releases a bit of the pattern every day, obviously Advent. So what I thought I might do, I hadn't planned on necessarily knitting it straight away, but I was talking to Cara last night and said, oh yeah, would have been nice. Well, sad me. No, not But I have, as all knitters, I'm sure, plenty of scraps and minis. And before the pattern came out, she sent out an explanation of the pattern, what you'd need, etc., and gives a breakdown of how much meterage or yardage of every single colour you'll need. So I can work that out into grams. And I thought what I'd do is have a raid through my scraps and minis and put my own advent together, and maybe knit the advent shawl. Obviously, I'm going to be a little bit behind with these couple of days, but it won't take me long to catch up, I'm sure. So I think that's maybe my plan. If I do decide to go ahead and do that, there'll be progress photos on Instagram. So that's my sort of adventy plans. And then I also, was that a knock at the door? One moment. Sorry about that. Yes, it was a little knock at the door, delivery man. What was I saying? Advent plans. Yeah, that was it. Oh, and then finally, I said this was going to be very long, and it is fairly long. Sorry about that. Last little thing to talk to you about was, I think I showed you, I am pretty sure I showed you it. That's really thrown my flow of what I was on about. My Attic 24 Starbright blanket. So if you, I'm sure I showed you the pack last time. If you're an Attic 24 fan, you will know she releases a Christmas blanket. And this year was the Starbright blanket pattern, sorry. And it was, it's a square design with like a little star almost shape in the middle and like V-stitch. She's done a V-stitch stripe pattern. I wanted to do the squares. I saw the pattern, knew I wanted to do the squares. I'm just looking around. I think I've put it out. I was just going to mention it quickly just in case anybody else has done it. I'm on the Attic 24 group over on Facebook and have sort of put some bits and bobs out on there as well. I'm struggling with, I don't know if it's a tension issue. I don't know what it is. I can make the squares, but they do not lie flat. I haven't seen anybody else having that problem. When you lie them flat, they sort of are wavy. Like there's too many stitches for the square. They won't lie flat. As you can tell, it's really starting to get on my nerves. I have read the pattern. I've reread the pattern. I've read the pattern out loud whilst doing it. I've had other people read the pattern. I have gone down hook size. I've gone up a hook size. I think in the pattern, is it a 4 or 4.5 that she suggests, and then tells you what size the square should be. When I used my normal hook size, I think I have generally a normal tension for crochet. When I used the hook size that she said, it was massive compared to the measurements she'd given. So I went down to a 3, which is quite small for me on a double knit, and was able to reach the size. It wasn't too stiff. There was still a bit of give in it, but it had the wobble, the wave that's driving me bonkers. I really want to do the squares. I didn't want to do the stripe because I'd seen the pattern as the square design, and that's what drove me to buy it. If anybody has any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. Again, it's not going to be something that I'm going to pick up probably now until my big projects are finished, Christmas projects are finished. Might get picked up over the festive period. Otherwise, it might wait till the new year. But any help you can send me would be much appreciated. Yeah, so I think that is everything. Oh, one last thing, and I promise I'll leave you alone. Like I say, there will be another video in December, definitely at least one, possibly with a guest. And we thought for this video, rather than, it's obviously not going to be a podcast, and it's sort of a Q&A, but not. It's going to be chit chat. There are going to be questions, but if there is anything that you are desperate to know about me, then you can ask me some questions in the comments. You don't have to, but if you do have questions, this is rambly. If you do have some questions, leave them below. Or we are going to be talking about mainly craft sort of things. I don't mind, obviously don't ask me anything really personal because I just won't answer it. But yeah, ask some questions down below if you want to. If I like the sound of those questions, I will try and answer them next video with my guest. It's a crafty guest. You probably can guess who it is because I do talk about her a lot. But yes, she will be putting in an appearance. So, after all that, if you've stuck with me all the way through, thank you so much. Sorry for the interruptions. Jumpers, deliveries, what else? Yes, so if you're advent knitting or crocheting, enjoy your advent projects. Let me know below what you're getting up to, what projects you're doing. What yarn, if you've got a yarn advent, what yarn advent you've got, and I can have a search through Instagram or wherever and have a look and see what they are. I think that's everything. If you've liked the video, you can give me a thumbs up. That would be lovely. Apparently it helps tell other people that I'm here. If you really liked it, give me a subscribe. Be even better. I am inching towards the 1,000 followers. Yep, slowly getting there. Hopefully, something special might happen when we reach that milestone. And again, comments, questions, etc., always very much welcome. Right, I will leave you be now. I'm going to have a cup of tea probably, and then rummage through these boxes and see what other decorations are going on. So, for now, that's everything, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you again. Bye.